Welcome to Message Reveal. Message Reveal identifies a vibe, a message, or a story told through lyrics of a song. But before we talk about that, I have this amazing special guest that I would love to introduce you guys to. So I'm telling you a few things that's associated with my special guest. One, she works for local government. Two, I have to get this right, and if I don't get it right, she gonna correct me. It's called Olabisi African Drum and Dance Ensemble. She's a part of, and also she's a Sankofa bird, and I'm pretty sure we'll get to dial down and find out more about that. So I need everybody to put their hands together and welcome my beautiful sister. Yeah, I'm calling her my sister, Miss China Hudson. Welcome.
Give blessings, give thanks and give blessings. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. And again, congratulations on you stepping out on a vision that you have for yourself. It takes a lot of courage to just say, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and I don't care what anybody says. And so I just want to salute you, my sister, and give you all the blessings of the ancestors. And I hope that they continue to light your path and guide you as you continue on this wonderful journey of your podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. Y'all see why I have her on. She's just full of wisdom, love, and light. And also what I know about her too, she will correct somebody too, and we need that. So I love that. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. So
No problem.
before we get started, I always ask my guests this one question. What makes your blood boil? What makes you tick? What gets you going? Can you share something with us?
What really just one of my big pet peeves is minding other people's business. Listen, let me tell you something. I have a t-shirt that I wear to work, and it's so inappropriate for work. And I'm just waiting on them to call me into HR, but I don't even care. Okay. Because I'm gonna take that L. And the t-shirt says, minding my black-owned business.
Ooh.
Okay. It's what I write, and I wear it proudly because I don't care. That's your business.
Yes.
I don't care.
I love that. I love that. I think that's so valid for this time and place because everybody is in everybody's
everybody else's business. And let me tell you something. Everybody got a chapter of their life that they don't want read aloud. Okay.
Ooh.
Everybody got skeletons in their closet. Everybody done something that they don't want nobody to know. Everybody done something that they trying to forget. So let me just tell you, I mind my black-owned business. I want to know, is it affecting my paycheck? Nope. Is it affecting my household and my peace? Nope.
Yes. I think that is so wonderful that you start off like that. My black-owned business. And I think that applies across the board, whether you're black or not. Mind your business.
Yes. Mind your business. Shut up. Mind your business. What they got to do with you?
See, what now y'all see.
Do with you.
This is why I brought this woman on. She giving it to us, and she's giving it to us real. So, as I introduced you, I talked about the Sankofa bird. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, Sankofa bird. You did. Wonderful. Thank you for that introduction.
Can you give my audience some information about what a Sankofa bird is and how you arrived to be identified as a Sankofa bird?
So Sankofa bird is part of African tradition folklore and tales. It is a bird with an extremely long neck. And what the bird does is the bird reaches its neck back to get the food and bring it forward. Ooh. So you know how squirrels gather things for the winter and they just store it. Well, the Sankofa bird stores things. So the Sankofa bird neck reaches back, gets what it needs, and brings it forward. And so for me, I always reach back into our history to how we used to be as people of African descent. And I bring it forward and use what our ancestors used in order for us to progress in the near future. Because I strongly believe that there's nothing new under the sun, right? There's no problem that is new. Okay. Our ancestors got through it. They got through it a different way, but the problem is still the same. And so we can reach back, and if we can remember how our people got through it before, right? Maybe we can stop it so the future generation won't have to repeat it. So that is, what the Sankofa bird is and what the Sankofa bird does. And so by teaching African dance, I'm so blessed to be a part of Olabisi African Dance and Drum Ensemble. It was founded by Hassani Palacio and Kianga Palacio over 25 years ago to bring African dance and drum to the Las Vegas community. And when I moved here, I was totally embraced by Hassani and Kianga. And the group has had such longevity here in the Las Vegas community. And now the group is led by Hassani, our founder, his current wife, Nikki Palacio, and myself. And we're just so blessed to be a part of such an amazing community and to be the ones to be the keepers of our culture. And so that's just part of being a Sankofa bird, holding on to what was lost and always being able to bring it forward.
I love that. I love that. And that leads me to another step. Now, you've never said this, but you have been an example of the village mentality. I
Mm,
truly believe in it. I would not have the opportunity to talk to you right now if it wasn't for my village that supports me, where I'm talking about my mother, my
yes,
sisters, friends.
yes, yes,
Everybody
yes.
is a part of this ecosystem. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because even before you and I interacted personally, I've always seen you over the years being a part of the village and being consistent, not just what you say, but what you do. Can you talk about the village mentality?
Oh, absolutely. The village mentality is a core belief system of African people that we've forgotten, right? So those of us who are between the ages of like 40 and over, we remember the women sitting on the front porch, right? We remember that was the gathering place. We remember the kitchen table, right? We
Yes.
remember those were the places where you can send your children outside to play and everybody watched your child,
Say
right?
that.
Okay.
Say that.
Everybody watched your child. Everybody was able to chastise and discipline your child because you have created, like you said, a village, a community, an ecosystem of people with shared values. That's the most important thing with the village. You have to have shared values and share morals. That way it's a
Mm,
cohesive unit. So if Miss Pearl told you something and she lived on the corner, okay, and then Mr. Freddie saw you at the corner store and
say
your
that.
and told your mom, Miss Pearl, Mr. Freddie, and your mom all knew each other. They
Yes.
all had shared values. They all have
Ooh.
shared morals. So you knew what Miss Pearl told you was right. You knew what Mr. Freddie at the corner store told you was right. It was just a repeat and a reaffirming of what you were already raised with
Ooh.
your mother. And so now, unfortunately, we have lost that very important mentality in our community where the village is utilized, but I don't think we are utilizing it effectively, right?
Ooh.
We have become silos where we're islands. This is my family. And you can see it within our family unit.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday dinners are missing, right? Family reunions are not what they used to be because when the matriarch of the family transitions and passes on, they were the keeper, they were the Sankofa bird of the family. So when they
Mm.
transition, those things that we did as a family collectively have been just misplaced. It's still there, right? It's
Yes.
still there, but we need to kind of like bring it back. So the village mentality is so important because we need each other. You
Yes.
absolutely cannot get through this life alone. You
Yes.
wouldn't, why would you want to? Why would you want to be alone? People, you've seen it on social media, no new friends.
Girl.
Get rid of that. If we, if we don't get rid of that, no, I need new friends. I need new
Yes.
friends to show me how to make more money.
Oh,
I need new friends to show me how to do something that I don't do, right?
that part.
Because if you're not growing, if you're not elevating, your village does not grow and does not elevate, right? I'm not saying let everybody in your business, but I need some new friends because I want new friends to show me something I don't know. And
Yes.
so that's creating, you have your work village, right? You have your
Yes.
personal village. You can create these different types of villages of what you need. We call it networking now. Oh, I'm networking. Girl, you creating a village. You creating community. That ain't nothing new. We've
Yes.
been doing that for thousands of years.
That's right. That's right. I think that is so valid. And somebody needed to hear what you said about the perception of no new friends. We have our younger babies, and I say
Mhm.
younger, take that so literally that they cut off people when those very people could be pouring into them and blessing their spirit. And it's like, I
Absolutely.
don't I don't need nobody. We do.
We need somebody, and I'm not saying don't cut off people if it's not a healthy relationship, but
Yes.
people are cutting off people because they don't have conflict resolution skills,
Ooh,
right? Like, you're cutting off, your cutoff game is strong because your conflict resolution game is weak. Okay,
yes.
that's what we're doing, and most people get offended. So your friends, as my daddy say, bye bye, tune into my daddy. My daddy said your friends will tell you when your breath stank.
Say that.
My daddy said, no matter, your friends will tell you when your breath stank. Your
Yes.
friends will tell you when you toe your drawers. Your friends will tell you when you're wrong. But because we're not able to take critique, because we're not able, we want cheerleaders, right? We want people
Mm,
to always cheer us on, but we do not love correction, right? And
yes.
correction is what puts you in alignment with your destiny and makes you a better individual. So we got, correct people with love. Don't correct
Yes.
people out of spite, out of jealousy, out of envy, but correct people out of love,
Yes.
and nurture them and support them to the new level of their greatness. And so, that's just my 2 cents.
No, no, that's more than 2 cents. You gave us a whole 27 cents worth of information. And I think it's one thing that you said that I have to piggyback on. Do it out of love. Make sure you're told in cadence, because a lot of people like, oh, I'm just keeping it real, but it's nasty at how it came out. So the people are not receiving it, and now they're
Oh no.
embarrassed. And it's a
Yes.
time that sometimes you need to have a personal conversation. It does not need to
Yes.
be corrected in front of everybody, because that's not their business either.
No, no, exactly. As you said, people are like, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it. You can keep it real. Hey, can I talk to you? No, can I pull you to the side? As the old folks say, let me pull your coattail.
Girl,
Right. Let me pull your coattail. Do you know how many elder women have pulled my coattail over the years, and I'm better for it? Okay.
yes,
I'm better for it. Of course, I
say
had an attitude. Of course, I was in my feelings for at least 2 or 3 days. But when it's said and done, right? When I thought about it, that old woman was right. And I'm
yes,
grateful that they love me enough, that they love me enough. And they saw the potential within myself to say,
yes.
"Ah, okay." And I listened, right? And
Yes.
so we have to be grateful when we correct people. There's a time and a place for everything. And sometimes you may have to wait a year before you're able to correct
Say
somebody,
that.
because you have to be made sure that they're willing to receive, that they're at a space to receive the love that you have to give them.
Yes, we're on the same page with that. I think that is so valid. I think that is even more valid than actually giving the correction, is the correct time and place so it can be received
Absolutely.
properly. Properly.
Absolutely. Hmm.
Yes, that is so wonderful. I'm glad you talked about that. So now I'm going to just bag back the train just a little, and I want
Okay.
you to give me some information. I know you're not originally from Vegas, but I consider you a native of Vegas because you have watched Vegas grow and you've been
Mhm.
a part of the landscape, especially the historic West Side, for so many things and so many avenues. Where are you from originally, and what was the impetus for you to come to Vegas?
I'm originally from Chicago. Yes, I'm a Chicago girl, South Side. Yeah. Okay. And so I moved to Vegas for love. I was
Oh,
I was in an amazing relationship, and the individual that I was with uh, was not happy where we were. So I born and raised in Chicago, went to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for college, was going to school, fell in love with some dude. It was great. He was the best thing since sliced bread, honey. Okay. All right. And so he was no longer happy in Milwaukee where we were living. And I said, well, where you want to go? I pulled out a map and I said, well, I'm not moving here and I'm not moving there and I'm not moving there. You can pick any other way. And he said, well, I have family in Las Vegas. I said, let's go. So I came to Las Vegas with 2 suitcases and $1,000, and that was 25 years ago.
Wow. Well, we are blessed for that
Mhm.
journey. I'm thankful for it. And do you think you would retire here or move on?
That's the question of the day. Wayne Dwyer says, be open to everything and attached to nothing. And
Mm.
so I am very open to staying here. Vegas has just, I'm a better person for this because of this city.
Oh,
I've grown to be um, more than what I ever could imagine for myself because of my connections here in the city and just how the city embraced me when I first came here and the love, the energy exchange because it's reciprocity. I give to the city gives to me. I give to the city gives to me. So it's this reciprocity thing that has
yeah.
just been amazing for my life for the last 25 years. And so, as you know, I've traveled back and forth to the continent of Africa. And I definitely love the continent, the homeland. I love the Caribbean because there's nothing like that humidity on this melanated skin and
Say
the
that.
ocean and all of that. Those are beautiful places. So I'm contemplating living somewhere 6 months and being somewhere else 6 months because I've created so many amazing roots here that I really can't see myself just leaving and never coming back because I have amazing friends here. People in this town who are closer to me than my blood, because we just
Wow.
build that village that I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm a Chicago girl, but I'm Vegas living, and I love it.
Yes. I love how you express the love for my native place. Thank you
Yes,
for
yes, yes.
big
I
upping
love it.
Las Vegas.
I love it. I love it. And people who don't like it, go, child, bye.
Say that. Say
You
that.
know, because you're looking for your city in a place that's not your city. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So you can't look for Chicago and Vegas. You can't look for New York and Vegas. You can't look for California and Vegas because it's not
Yes.
here. Okay.
Yes.
Every city has their own vibe, the way that they move. And is Vegas perfect? Absolutely not. Nowhere is
Girl.
perfect. We all have things that we need to move and progress towards. But you know what? It's home, and you're not a tree.
Hmm.
You can get up and leave. Tree. You're not a tree. You can
Yes.
you can get up and go. So I love Las Vegas and I love the opportunities that it has afforded me.
I love that. I love that. That's absolutely beautiful. So, as we transition on, we'll get to the music. And thank you for being transparent and sharing some parts about you that I
Mm.
had some ideas about, but I didn't know. But as we move forward, I always kind of give my guests the background to tell me something about a lyric of a song that has either blessed you, distracted you, or giving you a perspective on life. But before you give me this answer, it's some rules to this.
Okay.
So, yes, yes, it's a whole nother part. So, if you can sing, I ask you to sing your throw box out. If you can rap, you got to come hard in the paint and I want you to rap it, okay? But if you cannot do any one of those, say it boldly and with meaning and make people understand what you say is what you mean and what you mean is what you say. So,
Okay. I'm supposed to talk about a lyric,
lyric
right?
of a song that either blessed you,
Mm-hmm.
either provided distraction for distractions, or giving you a perspective that you see things different in life. One of the three.
Okay. So I love Betty Wright, right?
Okay, say
Listen,
that.
Auntie Betty Wright, let me tell you,
Yes,
every one of her songs, okay, was the truth.
yes.
Okay. And I grew up in the tavern, Rudy's Tavern on 103rd, right, in Chicago. There was a place called Rudy's Tavern that I used to sneak into, right? And so Rudy and them used to play Betty Wright, and Betty
Oh,
Wright had all types of. Everybody remember the cleanup woman? Hey, here's a woman who go on,
yes.
leave all the girls you left behind. Mm. Reason I know so much about her. Yes, come on. Betty Wright, she told it. Okay.
Yes.
She told it.
Yes.
Okay. She told the stories that girlfriends talked about on the telephone.
Yes.
And so no matter what, Betty Wright will say it. Now that I'm older, a little bit more evolved spiritually, I would listen to the lyrics. I'd be like, Auntie, what was you teaching us?
Okay, think about it. It's funny that you said it. Remember her song, No Pain, No Gain?
Girl, when she said having a piece of man is better than having no man at
Girl,
all.
listen.
Look, I don't sing that part.
Listen, I'm with you on that because we know better, so we do better. But at the time, that was her perspective.
That was the perspective. And that was the perspective of so many of our grandmothers and so many of our aunties back in the day. You know, the side piece nowadays got too much mouth. Girl. Because I remember the side piece back in the day, you kept your mouth closed.
Thank you.
You mind your business, and you didn't say nothing when you saw them at the grocery store or at the church.
Well, let's be real. Since you're piggybacking off the side piece, the only time you knew about him when he passed
is at the funeral.
And girl, say that. Funeral. Say that.
So listen. So Betty Wright, she was just saying these things, and now that I'm listening to the song, I'll be like, Auntie, you was just teaching us, you know, areas of our life that we can't do that no more. We have to have so much character, so much more about ourselves and our womanhood. But I still love her song. When I'm cleaning up, I'm playing Betty Wright.
No, and I'm glad you say that because you know I'm that old school when they say chew the meat and spit out the bones. That's what we do with that song because we know it was really resonating out of her heart of teaching at that time of what she knew. But again, when we know better, we do better.
Absolutely, absolutely. But Auntie was the truth. I mean, she was the truth with her songs.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. You know, as soon as I get off, I'm gonna go listen to a song. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So I have another question.
Okay.
So when we all have in life, we have our ups and downs. Nobody is immune from this process we call life. Some people say life is just lifing, but we're all learning. And in a part of that learning, we elevate. And I say all that to say, we have a time where we need something to take us and lift us up. And I'm going there because I want you to provide a lyric of your tap in song, meaning your spirit was down and you like, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. And you didn't have anyone at the time to talk to. They wasn't available. And you say, okay, I got to put on this song and it's going to bring my spirit up. Can you share?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many songs that I listen to that is, you know, on my playlist, right? Yes. And it just really depends on where I am in my life as a woman, as an individual. So I have a couple, and this is just going to be hilarious to you. Okay. So one is totally inappropriate. Kids do not listen to this.
Well, this is not for kids. This is for real grown folks.
Okay. So there's this song called I Ain't Never Scared. Right. It's a rap song. It's a rap song. T.I. all them in it. And so I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.
Yeah.
I ain't never scared.
I love it.
And so sometimes I got to put that song on, and you know it's advocating violence, but I don't listen to it for the violence. I listen to the part where they'll be like, I ain't never scared. So there's nothing on this planet, if it's put in my spirit, you know, if the ancestors say, hey, this is what you need to do. If God has put the vision in my life, this is what you need to do. I need to be walking around talking about, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never scared. Okay. Yes. That's it. That's it for me. Okay.
Okay.
And so that's that song. And I will bump that in my car all the time. And so the next song, it's an artist. I believe I'm trying to make sure that I'm saying it's two artists. One is called Lontrell. And he has a song called Gratitude. And the song starts off, he says, I got to be thankful because I know somebody lost their life today. That's how he starts the song, right? He have to be grateful because he knows somewhere somebody lost their life today. Yes. And if we move in that mentality, Be grateful because somebody didn't wake up. You know, our grandparents say it all the time. Yeah, thank the Lord for another day and all this other stuff. But literally in this day and age, people are dropping dead. They're like
Yes.
dropping dead. Okay.
Yes.
And they be here today, gone tomorrow. And so that song really puts me into perspective because as you say, we get into this thing of life and we begin to be ungrateful, you know, and we have the right to be upset because we're human, right? And we can't always be just not always love and light. Some of this shit is dark. Okay.
Girl,
Some of this shit is okay.
say that.
We be going through. But that song by Lontrell really just helps me get into perspective. It's a gratitude song. So I love those two songs.
Yes, I love that. You gave a balance. You gave a real good balance, and I like I'm never scared because that's a mantra to get every cell in your body to move and to resonate on that frequency to say, I ain't never scared. I love it.
I ain't never scared. Right. Put your stank face on. You be like,
Yes, yes. You
So
giving us
yeah.
some wisdom, sister. You giving some wisdom. I love it. I love it. Um, you I'm pretty sure you can resonate with this. So as a child, we've all had songs that we actually sung and we've enjoyed it. And then we became adult and we're like, wait a minute. What the heck am I singing? You kind of alluded to it a little with Betty Wright, but I want you to give me another example of a song as a child you sung. Like, for example, one time I had Pastor Kelsey West on, and he said that his mother would always tell him, stop singing that song. And he was just singing Mary Jane. We know it's alluded to marijuana, but he didn't know that as a child. Can you give my audience and myself an example of a song that you sung as a child and now you like, wait a minute, I know what it means now?
Oh yes. What's the song? I don't want nobody sitting around me and my man. Uh,
Ooh,
uh,
that's
uh,
Aretha Franklin.
yes, Aretha Franklin. What is her song? Don't send me no doctor to fill me up with all those pills. I need a man to feel good. Yes, that was it. My song. That was it. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to sing that all the time in the hairbrush. Don't send me no doctor. Yes, yes, yes.
So
Yes.
as a child, you sung it, and then when you became an adult, you're like, okay, I see what she's talking about.
Okay, Aretha, because Aretha was the truth. Okay, the truth.
And she didn't blink her eyes when she said what she had to say.
She is the original. I said what I said.
Okay.
Aretha was the original. I said what I said.
Yes, when you say that, I love the diversity of who we are as Black women.
Mm-hmm.
And because we all have our little things that we do, it has now turned into a business where other cultures have taken it and made skits and different things. And we know when it all boils down, it comes to what we've done. And it's just natural to us. But like you said, she's taking it and she was like, I said what I said.
What I said. And then we'll look at you.
Girl, listen.
Baby, I loves me a old Black woman.
Yes.
Baby, they gonna say what they said.
Girl.
Okay.
And that's the part that I feel is missing with our babies, that they cannot accept correction. Like you said, we might have 3 days, we might have sold, but we got it together. They don't know, not all of them, because I don't want to put them in
Everybody
a
in the
box,
basket.
because it's not all of them. We have some babies that are coming here way wise and they understand that, but they have to be willing to listen, absorb, and then later, if they feel like they disagree, come out of respect and say, hey, I understand you were saying this, but this is my perspective, in a respectful way.
And it's not just the babies. These grown people don't like correction.
Girl.
We just gonna keep it because that's who I was talking about.
Yes.
Okay. I was talking about grown-ups who don't like correction. Okay. I'm like, so you don't, you know everything. Okay. And it takes a minute, my elder, Ialomo, she tells, I have an elder, and she says, you don't change until you have a life altering event.
Mm.
You're not receptible to correction or change or elevation until you have a life altering event that affects your emotions on every level of your being, right? For some people, it's divorce. Some people, it could be a death. Some people, it could be, I watched somebody lose their job, and their identity was so wrapped up in their job, and their ego was so wrapped up in their job because they held this position, right? And they really thought that these people loved them. Let me tell you, them companies don't love you.
Girl.
That's
Say
a whole
that
nother
again. Wait. That's a PSA, because some people are caught up and they need to hear this because you're preparing them for something.
Listen,
say it
let me
again.
tell you, them companies don't love you. Okay. I watched a person die, and then their job was posted the next morning. So let me tell you something. Those companies don't love you. Okay. They don't. So I watched a person, and it was a brother go through his life altering event once he lost his job, right? Because he no longer felt that he had an identity, and everything about him was wrapped up in how much money he had made, his position and his title, and how those people were just like, all right, sayonara. Okay. And so the correction usually comes on the back end of the life altering event, emotional event. So
wow, that was some wisdom. That was some bars. You might need to make a t-shirt with that information on there just so people can see. So I think that's really wonderful. So if I may just give some background information. So we had a pre-show before the actual show. We were kind of catching up and talking. And one thing that you said, if you don't mind me sharing about our pre-show, that I think is really, really valid and I resonate with it, is self-care. But the part I'm talking about, we talked about self-care, and I'm a big proponent of it. I encourage that. I tell mothers, you can be the best you can be if you give yourself something, and then you can give the best to you. Give yourself the best, and you can give the best to your children. But you said something that resonated with me, and I will always use it from this point on, is aftercare.
Yes.
Talk about that.
So I was having conversations, I love to talk with my sister girlfriends like we do. And the topic of self-care came up, and it really came down to aftercare. After we take care of our husbands, after we take care of the children, after we leave work, after we finish this for the organization, after we do this for the church, after we do this for that, after we do that, after we do this, after, then we take the time in the moment to rest. But at that point, our body is at a level of exhaustion. Our spirit is at a level of exhaustion. Our brain cannot compute to what we're trying to do for our bodies. And so most people really think that they're doing self-care, but when actuality is aftercare, after you take care of all those things. And so what I would like to offer to the listeners is schedule yourself in your calendar. Put yourself in your work calendar, right? I put myself in my lunch, leave work and go to lunch. Stop eating. Listen, stop eating at your desk.
Say that again. Say that one more time.
Stop eating at your desk. Don't eat at the break room. Don't eat in the break room. Okay. Some of us think you're doing something when you go eat in your car. No. Get in your vehicle, pull out of the parking lot of your job, drive down the street, go sit in the park, go sit in the restaurant, go to lunch.
Yes. You
go
talking
to
some
lunch.
Good stuff. Yes.
Okay. Go to lunch. Take your 15-minute break in the morning. Okay. I work for the government, so I know what you got to have. Got to have your 15-minute break in the morning. Take it.
Yes.
Take your 15-minute break, take your lunch, and take your afternoon break. And guess what? If you get off at 5, leave at 5.
Girl, wait a minute. I need you to say that part one more time.
If you get off at 5, for those of you who punch a clock, if you swipe out Swipe out and go home.
Yes.
How about you have your bag on your shoulder and swipe out? Okay. Go ahead. Go home. Go ahead. Bye-bye. And those of you who are exempt and who are salary employees, okay, get your 8 hours in and carry your tail home.
Say that.
Go home.
Girl.
Okay. No, bueno. Don't do it.
Yes.
Because it's called self-care. Okay. It's called self-care.
Yes.
Mothers, train your children to leave you alone.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going in my room and I'm closing my door.
Yes.
Y'all are fed. Y'all are taking care of each. Y'all taking care of. Bye. 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 Married couples, train your children to have them understand the component of a husband and a wife and a male and a female dynamic. We are talking, we're having a glass of wine together. Go away, children, go away.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. We have to train people on how to teach us. We have to train our families how to do all of these things. Just like we leave men alone on Sunday when they're in their man cave and they're watching their football. That is their self-care. Okay. Let me tell you something about a man. He's not missing the game.
Girl.
Because that's his thing. Yes. That's his self-care. That's what brings him pleasure. He gonna eat his snacks. He gonna have his beer, his cocktail. He gonna smoke his cigar. He gonna do whatever it is to make himself feel great. And he's gonna be watching that same team who ain't won a Super Bowl, who ain't won a NBA championship, who ain't won a pennant, who ain't did nothing in 1,000 years. But he's going to make time for himself to have that moment. And we as women, we get upset with them because they want to go watch the game. No, leave him alone. Yes. Let him go watch the game because he understands that that's going to make him happy and fulfilled. And we as women have to do the same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Have to do the same thing.
Yes. So, come on,
girl. That's my 2 cents.
You listen. You not playing in these here streets. You outside and you waving a banner of wisdom. And I appreciate that. For real.
Because look, I didn't hit my head enough. Y'all, I didn't bump my head enough. I done made enough mistakes. Trust me, I didn't did it. And it don't work. Okay. It don't work. You have to take care. You will make yourself sick.
Yes. Yes.
You will physically internalize everything and you will make yourself sick. I done been sick. You ain't got to do it because I done did it for you.
But no, you're definitely giving somebody a perspective, whether it's now, I had a friend that said, when you do your podcast, if one person get it, whether it's now or 3 years from now, you're still blessing them. And that's what I'm saying. You're blessing them by even saying
Give
that.
thanks. Give thanks. It's just you gotta learn it. Best lessons out of one learned, but I didn't learn it for y'all, so y'all ain't gotta go through it. Just listen.
Yes,
I didn't do it.
Girl, isn't that the truth? So I have one last question before we get out of here, and it's about high energy, high elevation, high frequency. And when you see a group participate together in singing a song, I'll give you an example, Happy Birthday, and everybody is participating, or you're watching them participate. It's like Happy Birthday, or the new birthday songs, they are amazing. I done told my family, y'all got to learn this new birthday song. So when it comes around,
baby, I saw it. I said,
wasn't it amazing?
I said, okay.
Yes. So I say all that to say, can you identify a song that you either participated in or you have watched, you participated in, or you've seen a group participate in high energy vibration that everybody enjoy? It changed the energy of the room and you're like, yes. And you're like, ooh, pumped.
Do I have one for y'all? Ooh. So it was this year. For those of you who are not in Las Vegas watching this podcast, we have a street called Fremont Street, right?
Yes.
And everybody goes to the strip when they come to Las Vegas, but always go downtown and check out Fremont Street. So I'm on Fremont Street with my cousin. My cousin flew in from Minneapolis, right? And it was June. So it's hot as fish grease in Las
Girl.
Vegas. Okay. It's hot as fish grease. Walking on Fremont Street, and they had a DJ outside. I said, oh, well, that's nice. Let me tell you something. Las Vegas gets 1 million visitors a day. Out of the million visitors, it's probably 300,000 Black people. We in Vegas. We gonna spend our money, baby. We gonna be here for the weekend. On Fremont Street, and the DJ plays the wobble. Baby, let me tell you something. Every Black person on that Fremont Street, whether you was from Chicago, Detroit, Las Vegas, Mississippi, Atlanta, Oakland, it didn't matter where they was from. When that wobble came on, the first person said, which way we turning? Which way we? So, once we figured out which direction we was gonna start, the entire Fremont Street, if you were Black, was doing the wobble at the same time. I'm not finished, okay? So everybody stopping, thinking we're a flash mob. We're not a flash mob. We're Black people, okay? And this is what Black people do. Okay, the wobble come on, we're gonna do it. Okay? Yes. So the wobble ends. The DJ said, we're gonna keep this party cracking. He was like, oh my mama, oh my hood, I look fly, I look good. Baby, we was like, baby. I love it. I didn't know one person on that damn Fremont Street besides my cousin. And we sat there, we did the wobble. We did on my mama, on my hood. We done did the biker shuffle. We done did the cute shuffle. That DJ played every damn shuffle. And the beautiful thing about it, most shuffles are region across the country. If you didn't know the shuffle, there was somebody in that crowd who knew the shuffle and was teaching the other Black people the shuffle. Wow. Okay. So it changed everybody who was not melanated. They was trying to, we was like, move you in the way. You're going in the wrong direction. We trying to go like this. Okay. And you going the wrong way. Okay. Okay. We was like, this is not your song. Wow. This is not your frequency. And so I think about that quite a bit. So no matter where you are, you play a shuffle, it's going up. Yes. What not only a great story, a great example. And I think you're probably the third person that did, oh my mama, oh my hood, I look fly, I look good, touch my swag, wish you could. I mean, you got to think about it. The energy of that just takes you over. Oh my God. Because let me tell you something. When a Black person said, on my mama, it's for real. Girl. On multiple levels. On multiple levels. Okay. Because one thing we don't play about is our paycheck and our mama. Baby, when somebody say, on my mama, it's for real. Girl, come on. School those that don't know, okay? So if you hear any Black person say, on my mama, move. Because all the furniture finna about to start moving. You know, I'm trying to remain. Oh, you telling the truth. Oh my gosh. Move. Oh my gosh. All the furniture finna be moved right now. It is, okay. And it is so true. It is so true. I love that. You have been so transparent. You have been so amazing. I feel like I'm literally talking to my sister that I've known for 100 years, because not only am I gaining wisdom, you're making me laugh, and I'm trying to hold it together. And I am just so appreciative of you. So before we get out of here, can you tell me about any upcoming events you have, any social media handles, or anything that's going on in your life you want to share? So if you like, you can like me on Facebook. It's Miss China, just like it's spelled, MS period China. You can like my page. I post there pretty much about community events. Kwanzaa is coming up. We're preparing for Kwanzaa. It's actually one of my favorite times of the year, is to gather people of African descent and teach them about Kwanzaa, and just as a cultural week of just being amazingly Black and beautiful. And so Kwanzaa is going to be happening all over the city. I remember when there was one Kwanzaa event when I moved here in 1998, and now last year I counted maybe about 10 to 15 different Kwanzaa events. So it's extremely amazing to see the progression of such an amazing holiday in our city. And kudos to the Las Vegas community for stepping up to the plate and having a Kwanzaa event. But yeah, it's just been a blessing to be with you here this morning. I'm so grateful that we got to share space and laughter and high five virtually and remember the good times that we had through music. So yeah.
Yes, I so appreciate that. And before we get out of here, I always say to my audience, the journey is just as important as the destination. The journey
Absolutely.
is where we learn and we grow.
Mhm.
The destination is where we celebrate. We always have to have a time to celebrate. That is
Absolutely.
necessary too. But the key
Absolutely.
to it all is to get back into that journey and continue to listen. So with my men, I salute them, but with my women, I bow. So I bow to you.
Oh, cum laude to you too, sister.
And I am so appreciative. You just do not know for you saying yes to come on to my podcast. And
Yeah.
before we get out of here, is it anything you would like to say to the audience?
Just remember, if you remember who we were, because Black people, we were the first ones on this planet culturally. We and I'm not making this up. You can check this Smithsonian. Okay, you can check it. It's factual. If we can just remember who we were before the Atlantic slave trade.
Oh, say that.
If we can remember that, if we can remember the perseverance of everything we've been through and overaccomplished and overcame and all those things, right? If we can remember that, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. There's nothing you can't accomplish.
I love that. I love that. You guys, please, and I'm calling her my sister. I don't
That's
care
right,
whether
because I
it's
am.
virtually
Look,
in the
Ann
street.
is. Look, Ann is your sister. Ann is. Okay.
Yes. Please give Miss China a round of applause.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Love
you.
you.
Love you too. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.